Hi guys, this is Kendra Hamilton. I hope you enjoyed that PowerPoint presentation on acupuncture. So now we're going to play a little game related to acupuncture. That's right, we're going to play Acupuncture Jeopardy and see if we can win some money. So let me pull up our board and we can see some of the topics that we're going to be learning about. So some of this that we're going to be looking at is not just from this PowerPoint presentation, but also from our textbook, Integrative Medicine. So I know with typical Jeopardy, everyone kind of picks their topics as we go through, but since we're kind of doing this Zoom-wise, we're just kind of want to work our way through. So our topics are Define Me, History, Roles, True or False questions, Conditions Resolved, and How It Works. So you guys keep track of what you get right, how much money you make, and we'll see who comes out the big winner. So first we're going to go over here to Define Me for $100. So acupuncture is one method of treatment covered by TCM. What does TCM stand for? So I'll give you a few seconds to write down your answers. All right, TCM stands for Traditional Chinese Medicine. So that is a medical system used in China for thousands of years. It includes not only acupuncture, but Chinese herbal therapy, food therapy, and for humans, the Qigong and other spiritual elements. So let's go back to our board and work our way down. Let's do Define Me for 200. The word acupuncture comes from the roots acus and punct. What do they mean? So again, I'll give you a few seconds to guess your answers. All right, acus means needle and punct means to puncture. So to put them together, we basically get the basis of acupuncture. For those of you who got that right, we got $200 added to your total. Let's go back to our board for Define Me for $300. Acupuncture technically means puncturing the skin with an acupuncture needle. However, it has come to mean this as well. All right, I'll give you a few seconds. And let's see another meaning. So stimulating the acupuncture points by many means, as well as puncturing the skin and points not recognized by TCM with acupuncture needles. So it's kind of a second meaning that acupuncture has become to know. All right, let's go back to our board. We're going to Define Me for 400. So this is an instrument used in measuring current flow in millivolts and microamps. So this was actually talked about in the PowerPoint presentation. So let's see who caught that detail. It's a point finder. So for those of you who got that right, got $400. Let's go back to our board and our final in the Define Me segment for $500. This is used to heat needles, points, and areas. This was also listed in the PowerPoint presentation. So let's see who caught that detail as well. Mugwort. Mugwort is used, they kind of roll it in almost into little cigar things to help heat all the elements. All right, we're going to move on to our next section, history. So history of acupuncture for $100. Acupuncture has been practiced in China for how long specifically? All right, for over 2,000 years for $100. We're going to go to history for 200. It was originally important for what agricultural species? So this is what acupuncture actually was kind of started for in China back in those 2,000 years ago. We're looking for 3 species here that were listed. This was listed in the textbook. It's for cattle, pigs, and horses were what they were originally used for. All right, history for 300. Tattoos were found on some acupuncture points on this mummy. So this was a mummy that was found that kind of leads to some of the historical evidence that acupuncture has been used for quite a while. Right, this is Utsi, the Stone Age mummy who was found in the Alps. All right, we're moving on to history for 400. When did the French learn about acupuncture? So we're specifically wondering when they were kind of learning about it. This is a specific event. This was listed in our textbook. All right. It was during the involvement with Vietnam. It was when they learned about acupuncture. That was for 400. All right, let's move on to history for 500. When did U.S. veterinarians become interested in acupuncture? So this again was listed in our textbook. Was a kind of a specific time involving a specific person. All right, let's see what we get. This was after President Nixon's visit to China. So it was filmed, but a major surgery was performed with no anesthesia other than deep analgesia produced by acupuncture machines. So after this was filmed and seen by veterinarians in the United States, that's when they started to become interested in the abilities of acupuncture. All right, now we're moving on to roles. So this is going to be people's roles in acupuncture and kind of what they do. So let's try roles for 100. In most states, acupuncture can be performed by whom? So this is going to be specific titles of what you need and who can do it legally. All right, so this is only by a veterinarian with extra training or by a licensed acupuncturist under the direct supervision of a veterinarian. So that's the only people for $100 that can be able to provide acupuncture. All right, let's do roles for 200. Acupuncture is considered by what organization to be a part of the practice of veterinary medicine? This is one of the major organizations in veterinary medicine, and they have included acupuncture. The AVMA, which stands for the American Veterinary Medical Association. All right, that was for 200. So let's go to roles for 300. What is required for acupuncturists for humans? So a little different here, switching gears over to humans. It's not going to be the same requirements. So for $300, they must complete a degree in TCM and take a licensing exam. It's noted that they are governed by a separate licensing boards than veterinarians. So understandable. All right, now we're going to roles for 400. What is the crucial role of the veterinary technician in acupuncture? So this kind of goes to us. What is our main role when it comes to acupuncture? It's going to be educating the public. So we kind of all know that. That's why we take these courses, to learn what we can and answer our clients' questions. All right, we're going to go to roles for 500. Do technicians need to restrain the animals during acupuncture treatments? So again, we're talking about the technician's role. Is this something we typically need to do during acupuncture treatments? So for $500, not typically. Most animals do not react due to the small size of the needles. Sometimes they need to kind of help be restrained during that first kind of session, but after that, they do not. All right, we're going to go over to true and false, which is going to be your typical true or false questions. So let's go to true or false for 100. True or false? Acupuncture works by moving qi, the body's vivifying energy. So, I'll give you a few seconds. True or false? True or false? So it's actually false. It's kind of a long paragraph about it, but the Chinese word qi or qi literally means air or breath, not energy. So the notion that acupuncture moves energy arose from a mistranslation of qi into the word energy into the early 20th century. This energy, often alluded to in books on Chinese medicine and New Age healing, perpetrates this error, referring to acupuncture as energy medicine rather than recognizing its rational basis, a system that invokes neuromodulation and mechanotransduction of impulses throughout connective tissue. So it was kind of a mistranslation, but technically that's not where that comes from. So go back to true or false for 200. Maybe. Let's try 300. Okay, we're going to 400. We'll see if we can figure out what's wrong with the links. But true or false, acupressure can be performed by owners. So let's see here. Click to find our answer. True. So acupressure can actually help prolong the effects of acupuncture or to treat minor problems between acupuncture sessions. So let's go back here to the board and I'll see if I can get the 200 and 300 questions to pop up. Just something wrong with our links there. So let's go on to true or false for 500. So true or false, medical acupuncture ignores the TCM theory. So for $500, true or false? It is true. So medical acupuncture emphasizes the relationship of the nervous system to various effects in the body when stimulating the various points. All right. So bear with me for a second. I'm going to get these up here, the 2 and 300 true or false. I don't want us to miss anything here. So we got some good topics going on. So, you know, technical difficulties, they happen. All right. So here we go for 200. Oh, that's not gonna work either. Okay, we'll skip those. All right, let's go over to conditions resolved. So this is gonna deal with what acupuncture actually resolves. So let's go for 100. What musculoskeletal, my goodness, problems can be resolved with acupuncture? So dealing with the skeletal system, what have we seen acupuncture been able to resolve? So arthritis, intervertebral disc disease, or traumatic nerve injury are all have been seen to resolve with acupuncture. All right, let's go back to conditions resolved 200. What common respiratory problems in cats can be resolved with acupuncture? So this is something that's a common problem, but we see a lot of this in veterinary medicine all the time with cats. So for $200, respiratory problem, asthma. So it's good when we see that because a lot of times these cats don't respond to typical treatment. So it'd be good to have acupuncture as an option. Conditions resolved 300. Acupuncture has been seen to resolve what common skin problems? So now we're done with the skin. See these common skin problems, lip granulomas and allergic dermatitis. Especially this time of year, allergic dermatitis is big in the springtime. So good that we have acupuncture that might be able to help that as well. All right, we're going to go to conditions resolved for 400. Acupuncture can help with gastrointestinal problems such as, so there's two specifically kind of talked about in the book and in the PowerPoint when it comes to gastrointestinal problems, diarrhea, and then stimulating the GI tract, and that's specifically for like megacolon. So that would be nice for cats if it's a common problem. And then lastly, we're going to do conditions resolved for 500. Acupuncture has been known to help with reproductive problems such as what? So this was listed in the textbook as a specific reproductive problem, inducing labor. So it's good to know. And that was for $500. It was our last of our conditions resolved. So we're moving on over to how it works. So this is going to be talking specifically about how acupuncture works. So for $100, acupuncture points are generally rich in what? So this is what makes them acupuncture points. For $100, nerve endings is the main makeup of acupuncture points. All right, so let's go to how it works for 200. Stimulation of acupuncture points has been shown by Western research to release what? So these are chemicals in the body that are released for $200, endorphins and serotonin. So that's what kind of helps get things going. All right, how it works for 300. Acupuncture also consists of injecting what substances? So these are listed in the textbook as possible substances that are given as injections during acupuncture treatments. There's a couple of them. For 300, I don't know what that is. Let's go back. 300, vitamin B12, lidocaine, or corticosteroids. So those are all options that can be used as injections during those treatments. All right, how it works for 400. What is the most used needle size by conventional small animal veterinarians? So this is the common needle size. This is, we think small because we know they're small needles because that's why they don't react. So for $400, 25 gauge. They can vary a little bit bigger, but that's the typical size. All right, we're on to our final question of how it works for $500. How do you know acupuncture works? So what are some of the signs that we see that lets us know that the treatment's actually working? All right, for $500, the patients will often fall asleep. Rapid improvement is seen in cases that did not respond to conventional therapy for months. So a lot of times, you know, they become relaxed, maybe not the first session or two of acupuncture, but they'll become relaxed enough they fall asleep or it's helping them enough. But typically it's after those sessions that we start seeing those symptoms, those clinical signs start going away. So, all right, how did everybody do on Jeopardy? I hope everybody did good, and I'm hoping that we learned some things between the PowerPoint presentation and this fun game of Jeopardy. Maybe you're walking away with a lot of money. It'd be nice if it was real, but I hope you guys learned something about acupuncture. We kind of chose this topic because it's very interesting in veterinary medicine, and we're actually hoping to include it in the clinic that I'm working at now. So thanks for playing along.